Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share some easy tips to make your wall look high-end. I've been hard time with wall decor for years. While arranging furniture comes naturally to me, I often felt that my walls needed a lot of planning and help. But it doesn't have to be that way. It can be actually simple. I am Arwa. I love sharing my design experience to make your home lovely on a budget. Decorating a plain wall can feel daunting, especially with our busy lives where there is a lot going on the day-to-day basis. I have often thought it was easier to leave it empty than stress over it. I used to worry a lot about picking wrong art or creating clutter, but over the years I have learned few simple steps through which you can also turn that bare wall into something beautiful and personal without all the stress. Adding some texture onto your walls can really make a big difference. Just a bit of texture adds depth and warmth and make your space feel more inviting. This might seem like a small detail, but adding texture to your walls can do wonders. My personal favorite is textured wallpaper. It's a good choice, especially with all the peel and stick options available out there now. Textured wallpaper is as easy as peel and just stick. It adds depth and interest to your walls without the hassle of traditional wallpaper or paint. Pick a design that fits the style you want, because even small patterns like faux brick or stone can change the whole look. And if you're a DIY person, you have a lot more options. Try using a sponge or a rag to create a textured effect. It's way cheap because you just need some paint and a little bit of your patience. You can also make one wall stand out by using stencils or patterns, creating a fresh look without painting the entire room. When we add layers, it gives more depth. So after adding texture to your wall, you can start thinking about some art or wall hanging for your walls. I have observed that many people think they have to invest on pricey paintings or photos, but that's not true. Art can be anything you like, and there are plenty of budget-friendly options online. You just have to choose pieces that inspire you to really make it personal. You can even print your favorite family photos and hang them onto your wall. And if you like being creative, you can make your own wall art. It might seem a bit of work, but it's easier than you think. You can try abstract art, which is simple but can still have a lot of meaning. But if you don't want to hang painting, you can hang any of your personal items like a woven piece or even your children's drawing to add a personal touch. Combining art with personal items makes your space feel more special. If you want your wall to feel meaningful, hang your art at the right height. A lot of people make mistake here, like if you hang your art too high or too low, or even if it's too small for the wall, it can still make the room feel awkward. A good rule to follow is to hang art at eye level, around 57 to 60 inches from the floor to the center of the piece. This gives your wall a balanced and natural look, because when artwork is at eye level, it's easier on the eye to look. That's why it's much more enjoyable to view, especially in living rooms and hallways where people walk by often. And if you have a big empty wall in your home, think about using a bigger piece of art or grouping some smaller ones together to fill the space. Just don't overcrowd it. You guys, finding a good balance between your wall space and decoration is important for the look of your wall. You'll notice that when your artwork is placed just right, your whole space will feel more balanced and complete. Another thing you must look out for is using the empty spaces between your wall decor. I believe that we don't need to cover every inch of the wall. Sometimes leaving some empty spaces can actually make your room feel more open and airy. But if there is a big gap between pieces that doesn't look good, you can always add something to make it more meaningful. You can add floating shelves, which is a great option because it breaks up the space and gives you a spot for small plants, candles, or even your favorite books. Or you can add a wall light to fill the empty space and give your room that cozy feel. And if there is still a big gap, you can hang a wall clock or maybe a mirror to reflect light and make the room feel bigger. The goal here is to keep things simple and useful so that it blends well with the rest of the space. And sometimes, it's the small changes that makes a real difference. For example, if you have young kids, adding some small hooks can be super handy and stylish. And if you're looking for something a bit more personal, you could create a gallery wall. It's a great way to fill that empty space with something meaningful and unique. It's one of my favorites because they are flexible, affordable, and totally personal. You can mix and match items you already have, whether you focus on family photos, vacation spots, or a combination of art and mirrors. So the trick is to use different sizes and styles while keeping something consistent, like the frame colors for instance, or spacing between the pieces. Start with one large piece as a focal point and then build around it with smaller frames. I like to lay everything out on the floor first to get a sense of how it will all come together before hanging it up. Like this, it feels more balanced and intentional without being too rigid. I hope this gives you some idea for your walls. And if you've got any questions, just let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more interior design tips on a budget, and I'll see you next time.